New Smyrna, yeah.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, everybody.
It's Nisha and Peter with Juicy Sacred Living. Hope you're having a fantastic day. We are here in the Outer Banks of North Carolina where it is cool and a little bit breezy in the Maritime Forest. It's amazing.
It's a great place to come. In fact, it's where I grew up. But I love the beach in the winter. It's actually my favorite time to come to the beach because there's nobody here, and you have the beach all to yourself. And even yes, it's a little cold, but you wrap up. The sun is bright. The ocean's gorgeous, and it's so peaceful to be here and take the time. You know, we were here for 2 weeks. We rented a beach house for a couple weeks and are really digging in and sinking in and deepening into taking stock of the previous year and of 2018 and making our plan for 2019. And I think it's a great thing to do in general. I've been doing it for ages, to really look at the year and be very intentional about it, almost ceremonial about it. Honoring the year. And we were just like trying to
where have we been
where have we been this year?
So we just remember we started off in New Smyrna Beach.
Wait. For anybody who hasn't been watching or following, we have been on a speaking and book tour. I have been since April 2017. So 20 months ago, I started traveling full time. And then
me, it's now 15 months.
15 months ago, Peter joined me. We sold our house. He quit his job, and we hit the road together. And it's been full-time travel since then, since September of 2017. And so we have been all over the darn place. And we were just thinking, so this year, yeah.
So this year we started off in New Smyrna Beach.
We started out in Florida. Was it Florida? Okay. We started out in Florida and we're there for like a month?
We were there for a month, and then we headed to the Southwest.
Yep, so we went out to the Southwest. So Texas, across Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, into California.
Up to Sacramento area.
Right, all up the coast, and then in LA, and then we were on the radio in LA, and then we came across. And
you were at the Goddess, you spoke at the Goddess
Temple of Orange County.
Which was awesome.
That was so cool. And then back across the country again, and we got it back across in time for us to go to Europe. So we jumped from Jacksonville to France. We went to France for a couple weeks, and the UK. We were in the UK for 3 weeks. So England and Scotland. Our son Aiden joined us over there. So this was in
April.
Yeah.
April.
And so April and May, that's right. Oh my gosh. So there's the spring right there into the summer. We came back from the UK, came back from Europe, and
we've bounced. I mean, we've gone back and forth across the country 4 times since then, and we've been South Florida to New York twice in that time period.
Right. So DC, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Nashville. Nashville.
Yeah.
So we've been through Nashville a couple of times. We didn't make it up into the Pacific Northwest, which I'm sad about, but maybe that's coming because we're apparently not done. One of the things that happened for us is that we, when we were going into our deep planning, we're listening. We're of course listening, and it's like, you're not done yet. I'm like, oh. We're pilgrims for this message of love and fun and seeing the world through these eyes of partnership and goodness and enjoyment of each other. And so apparently God's not done with us yet. So we have more to do.
So, it's such an amazing thing doing this traveling that we're doing, because we get to meet so many amazing new people who we wouldn't have met any other way and see things we've never seen. The connections we're making all over the world are so deep and heartfelt and impactful. And it's also really showing me, because this year has been a year of growth for me. Stepping out of being a corporate leader and into personal growth again. Of course, if anyone's ever done that, all your stuff comes up as soon as you let go of what's familiar. So this year has been a turbulent year of really getting to know me in a different way, and what my gift is, and what I'm here to do, and how to do it. And so my taking stock is really interesting because it's been such a deep dive into some of the shadow parts of myself, so that I can bring forth something new, plant some new seeds, and really explode into 2019. So that's my personal wrap up, just in terms of what I've been through and deciding how I want to show up in the world, because we do get to make that decision.
Well, and we've made a container for ourselves to be able to do this work, to do deep dives internally, so that we could, whatever was coming up in response to our fear about being out in the world, or our business, our fears about making it, and our fears about being seen and being visible and being heard, and whatever that kind of stuff is that's coming up in response to what we are asked, by the universe to do. We've had to deal with that, and that's what everybody does that, steps into a position where they're like, I'm following guidance here, I'm being asked to step into my purpose. Then stuff comes up, and that's definitely something that, has been, it's always been the case, in my case, because this the work I've been doing for 20 years is really very purpose driven. But it's interesting that we had to create a really wonderful container for you to really, dive in and examine the places that you were holding yourself back from your purpose.
Right. And my purpose is simple. It's sacred union in this world. Bring the feminine and the masculine energy together into partnership, so that we can see each other as connected in a way that we're not seeing in our world right now.
Yeah, and it being juicy, like it being fun, that yes, there's serious components. There are very serious components that need to be addressed, but to do this, from the point of view of creating the world we want to see. So our objective as our planning has been coming, into focus this last couple of weeks is a lot more fun, a lot more play. It's been a year, for a lot of people. It's been a year. There's been some deep grinding going on, where like stuff that doesn't work anymore has been really ground down to little bits, and that means that we let go of some things, and we like, just in the garden. So I always work with a garden metaphor, right? Like when you're planning your garden for the next year, you prune back what needs to be pruned back. You let some things die on the ground because they're not supposed to continue. And then you look for what you want to continue to nurture. Like if there's a plant that will winter over, like sometimes pepper plants will do great wintering over if they're wrapped carefully. If you have a beloved pepper plant, we used to have some beloved pepper plants.
Oh, those jalapenos.
Oh yes. And so we would wrap them up and put Christmas lights around them to keep them warm, over the winter. And we, you nurture something that you want to keep alive over the quiet season in the garden. You nurture it and you take care of it. And so that's a great metaphor for us with Juicy Sacred Living, and probably for you if you have a business or you have something precious in your life that you're wanting to bring forth into 2019. Is like, taking stock of what isn't working anymore, letting things die that aren't working anymore, and then nurturing what's working, and doing it in such a way that is, loving and kind and good, and that treats it with the tenderness that things that we love deserve. And so for us, Juicy Sacred Living has been one of the things that has remained with us, throughout this year, that we want to do more of, which is more traveling, but we want to bring you with us. We want you to see we want you to see the culture that we're looking at through our eyes, see the world through our eyes, which is these are eyes of a lot of love and a lot of appreciation for diversity and culture and food and wine and art and
nature and beauty in all its forms. I mean, you've got two artists here who are just deeply connected to all that is, and
deep joyous consumers of the world. We are truly world citizens. We love this world, and we love all of it. And I think one of the things that we're learning as a result of the guidance to keep going and keep going is that we are really world citizens, and that the whole world belongs to us, and the whole world belongs to you. And it's like, sample it. Oh, that's tasty. Yum. Let's go back there again. It's like, this land area. So I'm thinking, for example, in France. I mean, who wouldn't love to go to France?
Oh,
We want to do a retreat in France, by the way, which we believe we're doing in 2020. So stay tuned for that.
Mhm.
We'd love for you to join us. But yeah, like, there's the land is so incredible, and you can't talk about it. You can't help people understand it unless they come. But there's this feeling there. There's this feeling in the ground in France that is just different than anywhere here in the U.S. And it's like, yum! I want more of that. This
Not to
sensation.
mention the wine and the cheese
Well.
and the bread and the pastries. Oh my God.
All that stuff is nice too.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah, and the culture and the museums, the history, the art, all that
The
stuff.
public art, just the whole world is filled with art.
Yeah.
It's such an amazing experience.
But I just use that as an example because I think it might be a human thing, maybe, that we kind of get used to our four walls, the box that we live in, and we lose some joy about being alive and like, oh my God, are you fucking so sorry, I just said something I shouldn't have said on video. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This whole world belongs to me and I get to sample all of it. What? Like, that is so awesome. It's so freaking awesome.
It is. It's an amazing thing. And I want to go back to something you said, because I want to make sure people understand this too.
Okay.
The land does talk to us in different ways, and
yeah.
different places have different feelings. So one of the things we're going to be doing in 2019 that we would love to have you join us with is a Sacred Systems retreat for Mending the Divide. And that's at the Ghost Ranch in northern New Mexico, which is one of the most spectacular places where the bones of the earth are showing. And it's so beautiful and so powerful. It's where Georgia O'Keeffe, whose name always escapes me, did some of her most impactful and amazing paintings. And that land speaks in a different way.
Yeah, and the Mending the Divide retreat. Oh, wow, we have people. We got some loves. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
Whoever is there, we can't see you.
It's Amanda and Amanda Smith and Dennis St. Pierre.
Oh my gosh. Hi. Hey. Oh, how awesome.
Hey, everybody.
It's always nice to know that you're actually being seen when you are making a video. But yeah, so the land in New Mexico, yeah, it's gonna do the work for us. So at the Mending the Divide retreat, it's about bringing our own inner masculine and feminine together, but also doing it in a co-ed environment where men and women can actually have conversation and see that we can actually be allies with each other, and create a world of partnership instead of all this divisiveness. We don't buy that. We know that we can. There are ways that we can be partners together. So
yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. So the Mending the Divide retreat is in May. We, of course, invite you to join us there. We're also going to invite you to join us. We have made an agreement, an accord, right, that we are going to be making a weekly episode of Juicy Sacred Living TV here on Juicy Sacred Living page every Friday. So that means that wherever we are,
whatever we're doing,
whatever's
up,
good, bad, indifferent, bad hair day, good hair day,
rumpled clothes oppressed,
in an alley in Chicago or in a mountaintop in Switzerland.
I like that one better.
Yeah, I like that one too. We are promising to show up every Friday and make an episode here at the Juicy Sacred Living page to share with you where we are and help you see the world through our eyes. We want to share it with you. We want you to join in on the fun.
Yeah.
The ridiculous amount of adventures we've had this year are notwithstanding. You've seen lots of pictures and you've seen some of our videos probably too, but we're really committed to making more fun in the world and creating the world that we want to see with you. So we hope that you will join us every Friday starting maybe we'll even start it before New Year. Maybe we'll start it.
We should start Friday.
Maybe we'll start this week. We'll see. Maybe it'll start this week. But anyway, yes, we're definitely in 2019 going to see you every Friday, and we're really looking forward to sharing what we experience with you. And in the meantime, Happy New Year, happy holidays, happy everything.
Happy life.
Happy life. Juicy Sacred Life.
That's
Juicy.
it. That's it. That's what it's all about.
Yep. We love you guys.
Take
We'll
care,
talk to you
everybody.
soon. Lots of love.
Big love.